Howdy, this is Chef Nancy and welcome to Family Friendly Foods. Today we're working with vegetables. Okay, Kirby.
Nancy, Chef Nancy.
There you go. I am so glad Kirby's here because she's fun to work with.
And I love vegetables, but they never taste as good as I think they could. So I'm pretty excited for these next 3 recipes.
All right, we're going to have fun. We're going to use broccoli slaw in one and make a stir fry. We're going to use squash and zucchini in one.
Great.
And make sort of an Italian vegetable. And then we're also going to make some spinach. And we're going to put mushrooms and onions in that. And as we make these, you may have some ideas to do with them besides just this.
Okay.
We're going to make recipes that you can do whatever you want with.
Great.
And
okay.
have fun. Yeah.
So maybe I could add them to some pasta or add rice or whatever.
Exactly.
I love it.
Perfect.
Okay. So what's first?
So first we're going to do a stir fry. And I see you've already got the green onions cut up.
I've been working ahead.
See, these are real skinny, so you want to use at least 4 of these, okay? If they're the real big fat ones, maybe get by with 2. But if they're the big fat ones, cut them down the middle. All right, so what we're going to do now is she's got her green onions cut up for us. I'm going to get the broccoli slaw. I'm going to cut that open.
Okay.
And she is going to dice 1/2 a red bell pepper.
All right.
Now, what we've got here is broccoli slaw, and on the back of it, it tells you how many servings you have. And we're going to go with 2 servings today. And this says 4 servings per container. I want 2 of them, so that's half of a thing. So I'm going to remember that. And I'm going to go on and measure it out right now.
I know the way I cut bothers you, but I think I did a pretty good job today.
Yeah, that's fine, and that's what we need.
But what all is in that stir fry? I'm curious about that.
What's in this is ingredients: broccoli, carrots, and red cabbage.
Okay.
Now, so we're getting a lot of color.
Yes.
And we know that's what we need. So we've got that done, and I'm gonna sit that.
Eat your rainbow, right? For a healthy diet.
Eat your rainbow. The seasoning I'm going to use in this is this garlic and herb. It is salt-free.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. Then the other thing we're going to do is when we get finished, you always see people use soy sauce. I brought soy sauce, but I brought something else too. Now, this soy sauce came from the 3rd Street Value Market.
We love that value market.
I know. And look, see, it's not even all in English. But this is something called Kentucky Yaki.
Kentucky Yaki.
And it's made by Bourbon Barrel Foods. Now, Jamie, who owns Bourbon Barrel Foods, is a chef. And he takes the bourbon barrels and smokes stuff. Like, he has the best salt, the best pepper. The sugar is to die for, to sprinkle on top of a dessert or something when you get ready to bake it. Anyway, it's one of these multi-use. You can marinate chicken wings. You can do anything with it. So we're going to use this too. So if you'll hand me the canola oil.
Here we go.
We're going to add, thank you, Madam Kirby. I'm going to put enough in here, about 2 tablespoons or so, to cover the bottom. Okay?
Yes.
Now, with stir fry, you got to keep stirring it.
Okay.
All right, so it doesn't burn.
That's the name.
Now,
tell me when you're ready for my...
When I'm ready for it, I don't want to put anything in a cold pan.
No.
Okay? So, we're waiting a second till this gets hot.
Okay.
Now, what we're going to do is, you want to put this in when it sizzles. Oh, look, we've
sizzling.
got sizzle.
All right, so that's a good tip, too.
If you'll put that in there.
My pleasure. So when it sizzles, that's when it's hot enough and we put it in. All right, that's a little
If
tip.
it doesn't sizzle, what happens is it absorbs all the oil.
Ew.
And then you have oily food. And that's what some of these people I was talking to said. You know, they get this food that's all yucko bucko.
It's all kind of soggy and
too
oily. But that's a good tip. All right, and then how long are we going to stir fry?
We're going to stir fry it until it's the way you like it. Now, some people like it real
Like real soggy?
Yeah.
Okay. They got like a little
I
bit
like
crisp.
it to have a little crisp.
Me too.
Now, what I'm using here is fat-free, no salt, garlic, and herb stuff. And I'm going to sprinkle it like over the top.
And that we just pick up at the store as well.
Yeah.
In the
and-
spice department.
and-
Garlic herb is the key.
Right. You want to be able to control the salt yourself, especially with something like this, because, Kirby, when you have this and you add soy sauce or you add this, it's salty.
So, and we're not just talking salt because of for health reasons.
We're
It's
talking
for the taste.
for taste.
I had
Now,
no idea.
Salt opens up your flavor
Your taste buds and all?
taste buds. Thank
Yep.
you. And that's why you use it. That's
Okay.
why it was used to trade with back in the day.
Back in the day.
Back in the day with the salt trade. Now, I'm going to shake this up, and I'm not going to put a lot, but it's going to help with my flavor.
And what's this called again?
Kentucky Yaki.
Kentucky Yaki. Much better than Kentucky Yucky. Or Yucky Kentucky. Oh, that smells so good.
Doesn't that smell good? Mm-hmm. I don't know why I have such an issue. Now I'm going to turn this burner off.
Okay. So we put in our soy sauce or Kentucky
Kentucky Yaki. And let me
Yaki.
tell
We
you.
put that in after the vegetables are pretty well cooked, and we've already put in our Mrs. Dash herbs.
Right.
Got it. Okay.
We got it all. We're done.
We're done.
Yes.
This
if
is
you
my
would
kind
put
of
it in
recipe.
that bowl for me.
Of course I will.
Put the bowl down and hold it.
Put the bowl down. And then go like this?
Yes.
All right. And I'll just do that so you can see what I'm doing.
Now see the color in there?
Gorgeous. Yeah, I would definitely do this with some like noodles of some type, maybe some
Rice. Yeah. Perfect. Now it looks like this might be a little hot.
This is so good. It's very flavorful.
Didn't take any time at all to make. Yummy.
Very good. Thank you, Chef.
Now, again, she does this with noodles. I might do it with leftover rice.
Uh-huh.
I've got some chicken left over in the refrigerator.
Perfect.
Cut it up, put it in there. But it's colorful. And I learned something yesterday from a nutritionist.
Yes.
I didn't know, and see if you knew this. Red bell pepper has vitamin C.
I actually did know that.
Did you? Well, I wonder why. Oh, I'm so short, it just went right over my head. Okie dokie. What we're going to make now with vegetables is we're going to use squash, zucchini, red bell pepper, and some onion. This is yellow onion.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, what we're going to do with the onion, now this is more for 4 people. 4 people than 2 people. What we're going to do is I'm going to have her cut that in half.
Okay.
All right. Then she's going to
What's
take...
all this white stuff coming out of it?
It's juice.
Okay.
Onion
It looks like
juice.
milk.
No, Kirby.
Okay, well, I just want to make sure this wasn't a defective onion.
All right, what we're going to do is we're going to cut half moons. And so all she did was do the onion in half. And then the back of it, we'll hold it together while she's cutting, because she didn't cut, oh, fungus. She didn't cut the whole back end, the core off. She just cut a little bit off.
And that was correct?
Yes.
Oh, good.
That holds it together. Now, what she's going to do is she's going to hold it that way, and she saw. Excellent.
Thank you.
And that's what we're going to do with that. I'm going to turn this burner on.
Did you know that when I go home after I do these with you, I practice things like sawing my vegetables, because you've taught me all these little tricks, which have really improved how I spend my time in the kitchen.
Yeah, well, it makes it faster.
And I enjoy it more because I have some skill.
I'm using extra virgin olive oil in this, and one of the reasons is I'm going to give this an Italian flair. You can do it however you want.
Yes.
But that's oh God, that's good,
Thank you
Kirby.
very much.
Now the zucchini.
And I remember with the zucchini, the way we cut these is now down.
Yeah, we're
Down.
doing half moons.
Half moons
These
for
are
everything.
half moons. Squash is half moons, and the zucchini. And what you want to do is make sure that it's the same width as
Oh,
those.
these are a little bit thinner.
Yeah, because
Sorry.
you want everything to cook at the same time.
Okay, that makes
Now,
sense.
I've got this in here. Now, something on the recipe might be of interest to you.
Yes.
I say add 1/4 cup of water to the oil.
Why is that?
A lot of people tell me that when they saute vegetables and they're not paying attention, like with the stir fry,
Yes.
we just kept stir frying it. Wait a minute before
No, I
you do
won't.
that. What's going to happen is it's going to get burnt if you're not paying attention.
Okay.
So we're just putting a little bit of water in it, and that'll evaporate by the time we're done.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to turn my back on the camera, which is very bad.
Well, she's putting water into the pan. I can describe exactly what's happening. So we don't do that while the oil is still cool. We wait till
Yes.
the oil is hot.
No, wait till do it right away.
Okay.
Now, we can either add Italian seasoning or we can add pesto. And if you don't know what pesto is, it's basil. And I love basil.
That pesto is coming out of a tube. And
Right.
it says it's from Italy. I bet it's better than the pesto I've been buying recently, which homemade pesto has a fantastic flavor to it.
Oh, it does.
And then
But the one thing about this, it does have a little bit of garlic in it.
Okay,
Now,
I like that.
just for the heck of it, I'm going to add a little bit of this Italian seasoning to it. And I'm adding it now so that it'll flower and blossom and be wonderful.
Is that oil not hitting you in the face?
It likes me.
I'm standing back.
I'm
what's this
going
here?
to add some extra garlic to it
Ah,
because that's what I do.
and you and I love garlic.
Right.
So we're garlicking this up, but we love garlic.
Well,
so.
that's the way the Italians would do
Yes.
it. Okay, let's start
Ready?
adding stuff.
All right. I'm going to let you do that because for some reason it's
Alrighty.
kind of popping up on me. I'm going to get one of these little
Scrapers. They're called a bench scraper.
a bench scraper. I was going to
Bench.
say a bench
Yeah.
because I was thinking I have some. We've talked about this before, but I have some ice scrapers for my car that I could possibly work for this, except they're made out of plastic.
That makes me laugh.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody here saw the episode, and it was a while back, that we made, and God love it, I've got a plastic bench scraper out. And
One of these.
Kirby decided that it was her car scraper. We laughed so hard because, no, it wasn't. Now look at the colors we've got here. And like I said, this is enough for two
curious how
people.
that tastes.
Now, we've got this, and we can put a lid on it.
Okay. Some people have said that you and I ought to put a lid on it.
But, but this one lost
The top.
the holder.
Okay, so we're
So
going to
this is my lid.
Okay. I love this about chefs. You know, my sister-in-law, Chef
Yeah.
Nancy Hayner, not an official chef, but
Oh, yes, she is.
yes, she is. You're right.
Yeah.
But you two are always so innovative. If something's not working, like the handles come off the lid, you come up with something like this.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. Now, something else. You see these vegetables. What would be good to do with them?
I would definitely want to do again. I like noodles a lot.
Yes. Use already cooked noodles and toss it in there when this is almost
Yes.
done.
So how long are we going to leave this under here?
Well, until it's done to our liking.
And that's easy.
Yeah, and what I'm thinking is your liking is you'll be able to start seeing the seeds more.
When those start to become a little more translucent, I think.
Yes.
When the
Yeah, exactly. And
So
that's
eyeball
why
it.
you want to cut everything the same way.
Got it.
Because if you don't, you're going to have some that are raw and some that are floppy doobie.
Well, I think that your assistant tried to get them mostly the same.
Yeah, oh, and I
Width.
think my assistant did a daggone good job. But y'all see how this is working?
Yes.
And it smells so good. Now, with this, you might want a little bit of salt.
And salt does what again? Salt brings out,
Yeah,
opens
it
up your
opens
taste
up
buds?
your taste buds.
Okay, I didn't know that about salt.
Well, that's why everybody uses it. That and what else am I trying to think of? Oh, MSG. MSG is like powerful salt, and it really makes your taste buds open up. That's why some people can't use it, because it's opening everything up, and something you may be allergic to that you don't even know it,
Okay.
because that MSG is so powerful.
Okay.
Now, as we're doing this, then we're going to put it, we've got that white bowl down there.
This one?
Yeah. We're going to put it in there, and remember, there's all kinds of things you can do with this stuff, okay? And that's what makes it so good.
And this would stay okay in the refrigerator for a
Yeah,
day or
and
two?
just put it in the microwave to heat it up. Look at that. Look at those colors, Kirby.
Beautiful.
Now, know when you take it out of here, you've got carryover cooking. It'll still be cooking a little bit. All right, now let's.
Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Look at those colors. Now, can you imagine sitting that out on the table? It's great.
Bon appetit. So I'll put that right there, and we'll have a taste.
And it'd be good with, watch it, it's gonna be hot.
What's it called? After cooking? Post cooking?
Carryover.
Carryover.
It's a little hot, isn't it?
Well, this is also delicious. It's not quite as
It's a totally different flavor.
zesty as the first one
Right.
we made, but this is one, I think my kids would like this one a lot because it's a little less spicy.
Well, and another thing, in the summer, you end up, if you have a garden and you grow squash or zucchini, you end up with 100 pounds of
This would
it.
be perfect.
Right. Or at the farmer's market or whatever. And this just has an Italian flair to it. You can add any kind of seasoning you want. I'm just trying to do something that we all will like. Isn't that good?
It's delicious. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. We're going to clean up, and guess what we're going to do?
Another recipe?
Spinach! What we're going to do next is with spinach. Now, I love spinach.
I love spinach.
And it's good for us, too.
It's so good, but I have to be honest, I don't really know what to do with spinach.
Well, what
I
I
throw it in a
did
smoothie and that's about it.
is I'm using frozen spinach.
Why are we doing that?
Because, again, a lot of these people, women I was talking to, they don't want, if they've got fresh spinach and don't cook it all, next thing they know, they've got rotten spinach.
Oh, so the bags just go bad in their refrigerator.
Right, exactly.
So frozen.
So frozen, and what it looks like, I got this, again, at Value Market. It's called Best Choice. It's their brand. So I've got 2 servings out.
Okay.
Or what I think
2
is.
servings looks like that.
Yeah.
All right. Because
Now,
there's 2
since
of us.
already cut up
Okay.
and chopped, if it was fresh spinach, we would have about that much.
True. True, true.
And it cooks down. But I've got a friend that can't eat that because the stems get stuck in her throat.
Ooh.
Well, this is all chopped up. This is
And
not
someone
an
else
issue.
did that.
Yeah, I mean, so here we go. All right, so
need
we're
to chop
going
up?
to use some mushrooms, cut it in half, and lay it flat, yeah.
I knew there was a special way. I just couldn't quite remember.
And
How
what
you like
I'm
it.
going to do
How you
is
like
put canola oil in the bottom.
All right. You have it? Yes,
Yeah,
you do.
right here.
These are nice looking mushrooms. They're nice and big.
I know. Well, that's what I buy. You know, I look for them, and they're my favorite.
I don't always see these really big mushrooms in the grocery store.
Well, Value Market always has them.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, now what we're going to do is we've got spinach and mushrooms and onions. And I'm going to use lemon pepper and garlic powder.
Okay.
Now, to tell you something else about this stuff, I love it. And one of the things I do with it is after I make it, I toss it with cooked short pasta, like twists or something like that. And
Rotini?
well, rotini or these other things that are called twists have a hole in the middle.
What?
Yeah, and I just love them because they
let's make
catch
that sometime,
everything.
'cause I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, all you do is cook it and toss
No,
it.
but I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, bring me some.
All right, now I'm putting my. Let's saute this stuff first.
Okay.
Let me get my.
Is it all right if I go ahead and throw this
Please
in?
do.
I feel like I'm not doing a good job today.
Wow, you're
On this
doing a
one.
great job. Now I'm going to do this. I'll put a little garlic powder. I love lemon pepper. One of the things I do with it, I mix this and the zesty herb and garlic.
Yes.
And put it on chicken.
You can really do a lot with the right spices.
Yeah, and you don't need a lot of them. One of the things usually as a chef we go by in our pantry, if you've had dried spices for more than 6 months, throw them out.
Wow.
It's not that they're going to be bad, it's they hardly have any flavor.
Right, okay.
So why use them? That's
6
why.
months. I'm glad to know that.
That's why I like to have, I don't buy the real big things, except for I have a big garlic powder at home. But this and the zesty herb and garlic, which seems to have, oh, here it is. These things are all you need, honestly, and salt and pepper.
Question,
Yeah.
chef.
Yes, madam.
So if you don't open it, so if it's
It
just,
should be okay.
so like, you know when it still has the paper over the top?
Yeah.
And you haven't opened it, but you bought it 3 years ago, would it still be good? Or does it go bad in the...
It doesn't go bad, it just won't have as much flavor.
Okay, so just over time, no matter what.
Right.
I've had a lot to throw away.
Now,
Okay.
see what we've got? I like things like you do with a little bit of bite to it
Yes.
still. And this is something else you could put the slivered almonds in. But I'm going to do this.
This is our frozen spinach.
That is hopefully thawed or close to it.
Well, it will be soon, because this is a very hot pan.
Yes.
Now we're just, and this you could make up so easily for lunch.
anything.
Or for right after work for dinner.
Yeah, I mean, how long is any of this stuff taken?
And so tell me again, what spices have we used?
In here was garlic powder and lemon pepper.
Okay, easy.
And I might add a little bit of salt.
I'm going to just get this frozen chunk right here.
Oh, fine. Here, I tell you what, let's do this.
We're going to put a little bit of water in here?
No,
Oh, we're going to do that.
you've got water on the frozen spinach.
Okay. Silly person.
All right, we're going to do that for a second. Would
Okay.
you throw that away, madam?
Of course.
And we can use, we've got a white plate down there that we can put this on. Now, again, this is something you can do anything you want with. You can even, if you feel like acting like you're all that, you know, you can buy dried, those big frozen pieces of pasta that you can stuff.
Oh, like a shell of some
Yeah.
kind? Okay.
And cook the shell, put this in it,
Ding, ding. That's a great idea.
put Parmesan cheese on the top, and when your guest comes, stick it in the oven for a minute and let it heat all the way up and melt the parm.
That's a nice.
See, you can do anything with these vegetables.
I was thinking too, like some big crusty bread would be good with this.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Another thing you can do with all this stuff, say with the broccoli slaw, for instance, you got a can of chicken stock or beef stock or vegetarian, to open the can up, pour some of those vegetables in it,
You got soup?
add the seasoning. Yeah, and you got soup.
Dong. Wow, that's great. I have
You
to
know,
have a
you
peek.
can do the same thing with all these vegetables, with leftovers.
You know, I can't. This is my problem with cooking. I get very antsy, so I have to look in and see how it's going. Looks like it's pretty good.
Yeah, we're almost ready. It's just we got a little bit of frozen. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with these vegetables if you just use the base. And if you're one of these people that never buys broccoli slaw, buy it.
Buy broccoli slaw.
And if you like beef, buy a can of beef broth.
Okay.
And then one day, heat up the beef broth and throw a little bit of that slaw in it. It's good.
Yes.
Now, with the stir fry that we did, you're also getting the green onion and the red bell pepper, which is more good ingredients.
And you could chop up a little bit of chicken.
Yeah, you can do, yeah, exactly.
And
you
then
can
throw
do
that in there.
everything.
Yeah.
You can literally do everything. This, to me, is to my liking.
Okay.
Some people may have wanted the mushrooms and onions cooked longer, but I don't.
Okay. I'm gonna go with what you say, and you know what? Let me just move this out of the way.
Well, why don't you?
And so now here's our frozen spinach, mushroom, and onion dish. And I can't wait to taste this.
Now, one of the things you can do with this, if you're going to toss it with pasta, is before you take it out of that pan, put a can of diced tomatoes in it.
Oh, yeah. And heat those up too?
Yeah, put the diced tomatoes in the pan with this.
I am anxious to give this a shot, a taste.
I am too. A shot, yes. It's almost that time.
Don't get your sleeve on fire.
That's why I did what I did. It doesn't taste like it's been frozen.
It doesn't taste like that at all. And that was so much easier.
Exactly.
I am going to make this when I go home.
What you have to remember about frozen vegetables, sit it back down because is like frozen fruit. It's harvested at its prime. Then it's cleaned and frozen. You can't get it any fresher unless you went to the farmer's market. So just remember that.
Keep a whole freezer full of frozen vegetables and fruit, and you always have something to eat.
And you don't have to worry about wasting it.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okie dokie, Smokey.
We got consumer tips as well as delicious recipes today.
And
Thank you,
guess
Chef
what
Nancy.
else? You have spinach.
Do I really?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
It's on your lips.
Great.
You got it on your finger now. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to the Kirby and Chef Nancy show.